So we are back with another week of Windbreaker, and thank you guys for telling me that we are having 13 episodes in this season. Now, again, I'm not too sure in regards if this is like one long season, but it's split. So this is the first core, and then we'll wait till later this year, aka fall season, for the second half, or it's just, like I said again, overall one entire season consisting of 13 episodes. We are now 4 episodes away from the finale, and I'm going to be sad when it is done. We finally have with Togame acknowledge Sakura in their fight, and he purposely lost because he knew, his error of his ways, and he wanted to change Shishitorin, but Choji was not having that. Now we're up to the final fight of this entire arc, the Shishitorin arc, and it's the bosses that are about to go at it. So let's get ready to see Umemiya versus Choji in Windbreaker episode 9. What's going on? Not the bag. His punches are light. Oh, not the uppercut. Oh! And he gave a little twitch. The classical, what does freedom and fun mean to you? Okay. Tell him. Damn. in a way, this is kind of like a psychological fight, like Hayato's was, but with the more physicality behind it. Mm. 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 Oh, oh, you're okay. Mm. Unwatered land. Yep. Boy, it's having a mental breakdown. Damn. Ooh. No, he's allowing Choji to let it all out for him to find the answer. That's why he's taking the beating. He's purposely allowing himself to do that. At least that's what I hope. That's what. I've never seen that unless they're a whole. What is he? A vampire? Boy, how rabid do you have to be to bite him in the throat? What the? It's what the? Never in my days have I seen type stuff like that. He had everyone around him. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, seeking that path of strength, you forgot those who were surrounding you to reach the top. You discarded them, basically. We've seen it, we've heard it many times in shows, but seeing the people that brought you to where you are and you just, throw them to the side. Mm. Mm. Oh, there's the opening. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. You finally woke up. That was the whole point. That was literally the whole, and you forgot that. You forgot that along your quest for strength, for power, literally. Mm. Mm. And he kind of broke that with his own hands. Yep. Sometimes you gotta call out your friends for the stuff that they're doing. Like, ask them, "Hey, what's up? You okay?" Like, just talk. Just talk with each other. I guarantee you, at least you're starting somewhere. You couldn't find it. Yeah, it was nothing. Mm-hmm. Yep. And no one around. The way I see it, everybody is kind of wrong in the situation because the same time Choji wasn't telling people, especially Togame, how he was feeling, Togame also seeing the struggle of Choji did not reach out. He just condoned his actions. Easy. I'm glad you realized that. I'm glad you realized that. Also, the bloody hands was Togame trying to fix everything. Yeah. See, you just gotta talk it out, bro. As they say, sometimes you just need to throw hands to like communicate. Not all the time, but He's leaving? Nah. Nah, he ain't gonna leave. Yeah, take responsibility, bro. Of course, of course. Yo, he is so unserious. I ain't gonna forget you bit him in the throat, bro. That's how we end up. What? That's not how I expected the episode to end. Like, at all. I did not expect it to end the way that it did. I know there are going to be plenty of people that are going to be unsatisfied with this entire fight, right? With the way it ended, but I think in a way, I guess because we're so used to seeing like everything finish off in a bloody brawl, and we literally beat the brakes off of our opponent. But when you see the beginning of this arc, how it started, where those who bullied others, and knowing the history of Shishitorin and how it started, and knowing what Fruden is all about, right? And then Umemiya is the leader of Fruden. You should understand that, like, for him, it's not a matter of like who's physically stronger, who can put the other down in the physical sense. He knew who he was dealing with, and for him, in a way, it was sad to see how the trajectory of Shishitorin started to dwindle as time was going on, because Choji, in his quest for power, in his quest for freedom and strength, he was literally pushing aside all of those that were helping him to get to that place, onto that status, that level, and he was losing people one by one, even the most closest person, Togame, right? So Umemiya is seeing all of that, and you can tell by his personality, like, yes, he knows, like, I will have to actually physically fight, but at the same time, hence why I'm comparing it to the likes of the Hayato versus Kaname fight, I believe that's the guy name. It was psychological and emotional in the sense of like, you need to see the error of your ways, and no matter how many times I lay hands on you, if you're not actually actively thinking back and reflecting on yourself for the very actions that you took, and see how your actions not only affect yourself but all those around you, you're just going to continuously repeat this cycle until something worse happens. With Hayato, it was the guy lacking empathy, and in that fight, Hayato made him realize that, oh, so you're envisioning yourself in the position of the kid, of your teammate that was being bullied, and you're mocking him for being weak. Now here we have what Umemiya is showing, I mean, with a headbelt and everything, he's making Choji realize, like, hey, you had this group of friends, and no matter what the situation is, when you're surrounded by them, that's where you felt the most at peace. That's where you felt like yourself, right? And because you had this idolized, fantasized version of what freedom and fun and strength meant, in that quest is, and I like that how they had that illustration of showing, like, when you're going on an adventure, like a kid's adventure story of them finding the treasure chest, and they're going on that adventure, and they start off with their group, but the one who's the most adamant of trying to reach that treasure chest, eventually whatever obstacles is coming, instead of helping his friends along the way, or the friends that were helping him along the way, each one starts to drop off. So by the time he gets to the treasure chest, he's by himself. He's the lone adventurer in this journey to get to that treasure hunt. to get to that treasure. And when he opens it, he realizes there was no hidden treasure, there was no hidden bounty, there was nothing. You know, the treasure all this time, since the very beginning, was how dare use the One Piece and the friends we made along the way, you know. And he almost burned all bridges around him himself. So as I was saying in the reaction, it's both sides at fault, from Choji while he's on this quest and him keeping to himself, um and not expressing how he's feeling internally to his friends, and then Togame taking on the bad cop persona. And instead of calling his friend out for the actions that he's doing, he's like, I don't want to fight you and I don't want to cause an even bigger rift than there is. So I'm just going to allow you to keep self-destructing and also destroying the friendships that we have, just to keep you sane, to keep you pacified. So both sides are at fault. If Togame called Choji out for his actions, Choji would not be in the position that he's in, and they would not have to fight Furin. He wouldn't have to feel so lonely and by himself, because then it would allow him to, again, self-reflect and see the error of his own ways. It took literally a fight against another school, which they were cool with. They just had their little scruffles every now and again, but they were chill with each other. No bad blood between these two groups. It took where, they purposely went and hunted Furin students, challenged them for something that was completely unnecessary. And again, I understand some people are so used to, when it comes to battles, shows and all that stuff, they're so used to you physically beating them in the physical sense, that will alter their psychological views on whatever they're doing. We're so used to that. But I think, especially with the type of person that Umemiya is, it's kind of fitting. It ties back to how they first started, with these two schools going at it with each other. Not from the beginning of this arc, but literally the flashback that we saw where they're obviously younger. I'm going to go off the run first years or second years in high school, and how despite whatever they fight for, they have good ties with each other and bring back Choji into the person he is. So will Choji continue to be the leader of Shishitoren? I don't know, because he still would have to, kind of face the entire group. And it's up to the entire group if they want to forgive him or not. Because even though he comes to the realization of the actions that he has done, the people that were affected by Choji's actions can say something completely different. So will he continue to be the leader of Shishitoren? I don't know. I can even go off on the money. If he ends up stepping down, I feel like Togame is the best person to step up and change Shishitoren for the better, or at least bring them back to what they used to be, but with a new point of view, if you will. But guys, do tell me in the comment section below how you felt about this week's episode of Windbreaker episode 9. If you are manga, of course, no spoilers, but how do you feel about this episode versus the chapters it's adapted from? Anime onlys, how do you feel about this episode? What were some things you took away from it? What are you expecting for next week? Because this is basically the end of the arc, and we only have 4 more episodes to go before the finale. So do tell me your thoughts down below. The full video will be on Patreon for you guys to also watch on there. And I'm Kimi-chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!